Hi, this is Shamim Sarif. I'm the writer and director of I Can't Think Straight film, and I'm thrilled that we're looking back at I Can't Think Straight this month. And I still can't believe that it's nearly 20 years since that movie was made. It came out, I think, in 2008 in the US. So it's been a journey. But what I think I wanted to talk about today, there's been a lot of coverage and a lot of feedback and love for the themes of the movie, finding yourself maturing away from family, from traditions, from cultures that perhaps won't allow us to have that freedom, whether it's in being queer or in any other thing. Certainly, this movie touched the nerve with so many people. The movie itself was my first film as a writer and director. I had written scripts before, but this was the first film that I had directed. And I'll be honest, I was not really prepared. I had done just a few courses in filmmaking. I wasn't expecting to direct at this stage, but I had an opportunity presented to me and I grabbed it with both hands, not really knowing what I was letting myself in for. Luckily, I had a phenomenal producer, my wife Hanan, who I had just about dragged into the industry at that stage. But what happened with I Can't Think Straight was well above and beyond the normal issues that one finds with making a film, which involves bringing together hundreds of people sometimes, lots and lots of budget, lots and lots of line items, lots and lots of moving parts. Above and beyond that, we had a financier for the movie. I won't even call him a producer, who turned out, after we started filming, we found out that this investor was not paying anybody's bills. What that meant in real terms is that we would show up to a location to film and get thrown out of that location or not be let in because the location had not been paid for, even though we had scouted it and done all of the things that we had been led to believe would lead us to shoot there. Other things that happened is that we started to lose crew along the shoot who were not being paid. We had, as a result, 3 days cut out of our schedule in the last week of filming. And just to explain, if you don't know, every day is scheduled so that you're filming 3 or 4 or 5 minutes of your story. So when that gets chopped out, I knew I was staying up very late at night with Hanan trying to figure out how we were going to shoot enough scenes or extra scenes that would make the story make sense, but without the shoot closing down and us being left with not enough story. And there was even a point where our wonderful lead actresses, Lisa Ray and Sheetal Sheth, were thrown out of their hotel because their bills were not being paid and were left unceremoniously with their luggage on the front steps of their hotel in central London. Hanan and I came to pick them up and bring them home to live with us. So in the middle of the normal chaos of long days, trying to creatively put the story together, there was all of this external stress that was unbelievably hard to get through. How did we get through it? I can tell you, there are a handful of people on that crew who were amazing, and who I won't name because I don't know if they want me to, but the ones that I will name, apart from Hanan, who was an incredible support for me, not only as a producer, but when I would wake up weeping in the middle of the night, convinced that this could never work. She was there every step of the way and finding solutions where there seemed to be no solutions. On top of that, we had our cinematographer, Asim Bajaj, who is, like a brother to us now, really family, an incredible human being who seemed to magic up incredible shots when there was just no time, when there was often no equipment. But he made it look amazing. You know that. And he was there every step of the way, geeing me up, keeping it all going, and helping me to translate what I had in my head onto the screen in a way that didn't feel too compromised in the situation that we were in. And of course, our incredible cast, all of them, but leading that charge, Lisa Ray and Sheetal Sheth, who it's hard to imagine because in film you don't get months and months to meet people, to become friends or whatever. But I had seen Lisa in Water, Deepa Mehta's film that went to the Oscars for foreign language film that year. And I was struck by how much she was able to communicate without actually words. And I felt like she could be really good for this film. Hanan found her, got her to read the script, and the book wasn't in existence then, it is now. And we met and we hit it off and really talked long and hard about the characters. So Lisa was in first in terms of cast. We then looked for our Layla, and we had a couple of British Indian actresses in mind because, you know, we didn't have a budget to cast from outside the UK. But both of those actresses had issues with doing a lesbian love scene. I guess times were different. I understand. I'm not there to judge anybody. But that was what we were unable to go ahead with the casting that we had in mind. And so I started to look at actors from the US, from other areas, and Sheetal Sheth came to my attention. We got on the phone. We again hit it off. Hanan said to her, "Can you come over to London?" And she said, "Great, how long for?" And Hanan said, "Well, pack for a couple of months, but expect to go back within 3 days because, you know, if it doesn't work with you, then we're not going to work with you." That's Hanan down to a T. But actually, she and Sheetal became fast friends, and of course, the rest is history. She's in the movie, and she did a phenomenal job. So these two never faltered, even after bringing their packs back to our house. It's a situation that either tears you apart or forges lifelong friendships, and we're lucky that the latter was the way it went with this particular group. We got through the shoot against all odds. We finished the movie, and then in post-production we found that we had another legal battle just to get the actual physical film back. We shot on film, and the film was being held hostage in a London laboratory. We had to go to the High Court twice. And then on top of that, we never got the sound back. And the reason is because on film, you shoot sound and film separately. And the so-called investor took hold of the sound and took it back to India and said, "You'll never get it back." Tried to hold it for ransom, actually. And Hanan said, "How much do you want for it?" He named his price. Hanan said, "I don't care if it's £10. I'm not paying you to get back what is ours." And he said, "You'll never make this film." And Hanan said, "Watch me." So what a lot of people don't know is we actually had to dub this film, dialogue, sounds, every movement, every footstep from scratch in a dubbing studio, which was another big drama, maybe a story for another day. Anyway, with all of that going on, it was a relief for me when we finally got everything back. I would never have pursued this, by the way. I was crying all day, every day. And we'd already started to work on the world unseen. And I had told Hanan, "Just forget about it. I don't want to think about it. It's too painful." But she wouldn't let go. And she made it happen. And I'm so glad she did, because I Can't Think Straight has created such a lot of love and appreciation for us, for our work, but most importantly for the themes of standing up for what you believe in, having integrity, and having the tenacity to follow through on your dreams. And I guess we had to do all of that to actually make the film. So it's kind of a nice parallel between the making of the film and the themes of the film. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I don't think it's not something that people generally want to talk about when they do the behind the scenes, but I feel like enough time has passed that we can start to tell some of this reality. It was certainly the best film school I ever went to. Everything after that seemed a lot easier. And it was our first teaming as a writer, director, producer partnership. And we went on to do 3 more feature films and another slate in development as we speak. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. I just wanted to share a little bit with you as we explore I Can't Think Straight in January 2025. And thank you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it more than you can imagine. I feel that a sense of community amongst like-minded individuals is, far from being an echo chamber, is a source of great comfort and a great importance in this crazy world that we live in. And I appreciate every single one of you subscribing and spending some time with me and Hanan every month, every week here on Substack, without the shouting of social media, regular social media. And I send you all of our best wishes. Thank you. Till next time.